Today, we're diving into a silent but very real threat that could literally shatter our digital world. And we're going to look at one project that's been designed from the ground up to be the shield against it. Let's get right into it.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Every single bank account, every government secret, every crypto wallet you own, not just unlocked, but thrown wide open for anyone to see. This isn't some sci-fi movie plot. It is the reality that we are staring down the barrel of with the dawn of quantum computing.
And here's the really scary part. This threat isn't years away. It is happening right now. It's a strategy called harvest now, decrypt later. Basically, bad actors are scooping up and storing massive amounts of our encrypted data. Your financial transactions, your private messages, everything. Just waiting patiently for the day they get their hands on a quantum key that can unlock it all.
So this brings us to what you can think of as a quantum ticking clock. The security that protects, well, basically everything online, and especially blockchain, is officially living on borrowed time.
So here's the bottom line. There's this thing called Shor's algorithm, and when it's run on a powerful enough quantum computer, it will absolutely shatter the digital signature algorithms like ECDSA, that secure Bitcoin, Ethereum, you name it. We are talking about a fundamental vulnerability that puts the entire multi-billion-dollar crypto ecosystem at risk. And no, this is not some distant theoretical problem anymore.
So how do you even begin to fight a threat this massive? Well, not with a simple patch or a quick fix. You need a completely new foundation built for this new reality. And that is where the Uton quantum blockchain, or UQB, enters the picture. It's not a band-aid. It's a whole new foundation, designed from the ground up as a holistic, end-to-end defense.
And you can really see the difference in their approach here. You know, most other solutions, they try to just bolt on something called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. The problem is that almost always leaves weak links in the chain. UQB is totally different. It weaves quantum resistance into every single layer of the blockchain, from the network communications all the way to the final transaction. The whole point? No weak links, no single point of failure.
Now, this hybrid account system is just brilliant. It's how they solve the biggest challenge of all, migration. I mean, how do you secure assets that already exist? Well, you just start with your normal account, and then you add a new quantum-resistant key to it. From that moment on, your transactions require both signatures to be valid. It's like a dual lock system on a vault. This simple upgrade immediately protects you from those harvest now, decrypt later attacks, and you didn't even have to move your assets. But hey, real security isn't just about your individual account. It is about protecting the entire network, right? UQB secures the whole shebang. The peer-to-peer communication between nodes is shielded with an algorithm called MLCAM to stop eavesdroppers. Validators sign blocks using quantum-resistant signatures. And for the really critical top-level governance decisions, they use Sphinx Plus, which is one of the most trusted, battle-tested, quantum-safe algorithms out there. It is truly security at every single level.
Okay, so it's a fortress, we get it. But does that mean it's incredibly difficult and complicated to use? Well, this is where IQB's design really starts to flex. They've managed to deliver top-tier quantum security without forcing developers to make any compromises. They pulled this off with something called pre-compiled contracts, and this is a total game changer. What it means is that any Solidity developer, even one who's not a cryptography genius, can just call these incredibly powerful quantum-safe functions right from their smart contract. And just look at those gas costs. That's the fee for running things on the network. Being able to verify a quantum-safe signature for just 500 gas, that is ridiculously efficient.
And that right there is the key takeaway. Before UQB, trying to do this kind of heavy-duty crypto on-chain was an absolute nightmare for performance and cost. UQB has basically solved that problem. And that whole no compromises promise, they are not kidding. UQB is 100% compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. That means every tool, every smart contract, every bit of developer skill from the massive Ethereum ecosystem works here right out of the box.
Now, you'd think all this extra security would slow things down, wouldn't you? Not even close. UQB is built to handle over 100,000 transactions per second. That puts it right up there with the fastest blockchains in the world. And how long do you have to wait for your transaction to be confirmed and irreversible? Just 3 seconds. So you've got the trifecta: unmatched security, massive scale, and nearly instant speed.
Now, this best-in-class technology isn't just for show. It actually creates this incredibly powerful strategic and economic advantage, what the source material calls a regulatory moat. Just check out this timeline. UQB is launching this year at the exact same time that NIST, the US government standards body, is finalizing the very algorithms that UQB uses. But look down the road a bit. By 2027 and 2030, government agencies in both the US and Europe will start mandating this level of security for critical infrastructure. UQB isn't just early. Its timing is, well, it's perfect.
And that leads to this incredibly powerful conclusion from the source material. This isn't just about UQCB being a better option. In just a few short years, for major companies and government agencies, using a certified, quantum-resistant chain like UQCB won't be a choice. It's going to be a requirement. So how does the network's token, UTN, fit into all of this? Well, the design is actually pretty clever. A portion of all gas fees on the network get burned, which reduces the total supply over time. But here's the twist. A larger percentage of the fees from these new quantum-safe operations get burned. This creates this awesome feedback loop. The more the network is used for the high-security tasks it was built for, the scarcer and more valuable the UTN token can become.
So let's bring this all home. What's the big takeaway from our dive into the Uton quantum blockchain? It really all comes down to these three pillars: security, speed, and strategy. So why does UQB win? First, it solves the real problem, the end-to-end quantum threat, not just a little piece of it. It removes all the friction for developers, so the huge Ethereum ecosystem can come on over without a headache. It's also built from day one to meet the strict compliance standards that governments are about to require. And finally, it has a massive first-mover advantage, putting it in the perfect position to become the default safe harbor for a world that's just now waking up to the quantum threat. Which really just leaves us with one final critical question to think about. That quantum future is coming, and the digital locks we use today simply will not hold. So as that quantum clock ticks louder and louder, what's the real risk of just doing nothing?